It's Dr. David Edwards. I'm a physical therapist by background and the co-founder and co-owner of Kinetic with my business partner, Dr. Jones. Well, it's not so little anymore, but the little town of Smithfield, which is about 20-30 minutes outside of Raleigh. Well, I started off with a degree in administration and marketing from a little school in Wilson called Atlantic Christian College, which is now known as Barton College. And after that, went on a few years later, came out to ECU, big town of Greenville, and had a PT degree. And then back in 2004, went back and got my doctorate from Simmons College in Boston. And so I think I'm finished now. Fried green tomatoes, one of my favorites. And actually, when I taught geriatrics, that was required viewing. Cocoon, I love working with older people. And let's see, anything Star Trek. I love to paint animals, and particularly animals in a New Orleans theme. So everything's really colorful. Animal rescue is really near and dear to me. And the artwork is sold at auction or fundraisers for animal rescue. And love to travel, and but really, painting and some web design. I enjoy doing that as well. American Horror Story, which I know is totally different than some of the movies, but all the twists and turns and surprises, I love that. The other one, Secret Millionaire. It was on for a few seasons. You can probably guess that. And I don't know if Dr. Jones told you, and I'm actually leaving next week, but New Orleans is my favorite place in the world. And it's like old and new and everybody all mixed together, and it's the only place in the world that you can just walk all day long, never spend any money, and be constantly entertained. And it has a reputation for crime, but honestly some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And so it's always, when you step off the plane in New Orleans, the air is different, and it just kind of revitalizes you and brings you back to life. Kind of goes along with that. Most anything Anne Rice has written, I think Interview with the Vampire is one of my favorites. Probably 20 years ago, I stumbled across the hand-signed first edition that I would not part with for probably most anything. But really anything that she writes would be one of my favorite books. Well, we have a slogan, we don't call it, we do work. And we may get here, Dr. Jones and I, at 7 in the morning earlier, and it's 6 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night. Well, we just got here. And so to me, if the day flies by and you're not looking at the clock and you're happy at the end of the day, it's all worthwhile. And you've done some good at the end of the day, and you hear the laughter, coming from the gym and the patient areas, and you see the smiles and people when they come out. So that's what makes it worthwhile. That one, there's several that come to mind, but one, if I'm in a bad mood, my go-to are YouTube videos of Dr. Maya Angelou. Amazing lady, and sadly passed not too long ago, but she has all this wisdom of a lifetime, and she can condense it into 2 minutes and make a very dramatic point that sticks with you. And so if I could meet someone, that would be a person. There was this lady who, 89, 90 years old, in a nursing home, and she was in for short-term rehab, and a lot of the staff thought it would be long-term. But she had this fire about her. She was feisty. And so we worked with her with therapy, and before somebody would go home, we would do a home visit and check out their house for modifications and everything. And her son had already been in and done some work on it, but she was on what we call the rollators, or walkers with the seats. We did the home visit, she was able to, reach the microwave. Everything was down where she could reach it. And nobody thought she would make it home. And the lady made it home and lived independently for another couple of years after that. And so that, if she hadn't have had that kind of care, then she might have ended up being long-term in the facility, but she made it home. And that makes it all worth it.